Hey guys, welcome to our show. So, who's our guest today? Today, we have a veteran real estate agent with a wealth of knowledge. He is also a Remax broker and an owner as well. Franco Campisi, welcome to our show. You've been a real estate broker for about 4 decades.
Yes, about 30 years now.
How do you find real estate has changed since that time?
Well, real estate back then was more on a personal level. Today, it's more, let's say, technology took over. Technology took a big part of real estate. But yet, at the end, it's always the same. We have to go out. We got to show our clients homes. We got to prospect to meet new clients, whether we prospect the old fashioned way, which was the door to door, the telephone conversation, or let's say whatever it was that we were doing back in the day was really the door to door and the telephone were the two strongest ways of prospecting and meeting new clients. Today we have social media that is really something that changed our industry completely. Guys, like it's a different business in a way, but yet there's always the same.
So, the old way of doing things is still pertinent, is still working. In addition to that, there's the social media presence.
Don't forget, the old way of doing real estate was more, let's say, you would call up clients, you would send out flyers, you would do some door to door, which today there's still many brokers still operating in that way. And also the most efficient way in getting any type of business is still the telephone. The telephone will bring you in a lot of business, but it has to be done on a regular basis. Social media, you'll do your podcasts, you'll be very active on Facebook, on Instagram, YouTube, and that could generate a lot of business.
So you would say a combination.
It's a combo of both.
Both would
Yes, it actually will.
the best recipe for
It's
success.
actually the best recipe for success. Having a little bit of both.
Very good. For someone that's looking to invest in real estate, would you recommend commercial investing in commercial real estate or residential multiplex?
That is all. It's very personal. Okay. Now, what happens with, let's say, when you're a first time investor and you want to start investing in property, you're safer in buying the residential property. Why? Because residential, you lose a tenant today, you could fill it up tomorrow easily. Your loss is a lot less. An apartment at 1,000, 1,500 a month is easy to absorb. When you have a commercial building, that you buy a commercial building and your tenant decides to leave, you need deep pockets. Your local could stay empty for 6 months, could stay empty for a year. The rent is not $1,000. It could be $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. And all depending on how your leverage, it could affect your pocket. It could affect you.
So you would say residential is more...
Residential is an easier investment. It's an easier investment to start off. But for a client, let's say, that has already many residential properties, going into the commercial business, it will be like he will follow, it will follow through easily. Like it won't be as hard because he has his revenue coming in or his pockets are full. He could absorb a loss for 6 months, a year. It all depends on the client's financial capabilities.
Mm-hmm. Would you say the return on investment is higher in commercial than residential?
At this moment, the return is always a little higher on the commercial. Like the risk is higher, the return is higher. But right now, the way, let's say, the market is in general, it's long-term investments, either residential or commercial. They're both long-term investments that will say, okay, I will have a retirement plan with these properties. You're creating your own retirement plan.
On the long term.
On a long
Now, on the long term.
It's not anything short term. No, there is no short term investing right now. It's all long term investing. So you buy a building and basically within the next 10, 15 years, you will start seeing some good returns and it will be, let's say it's a pension plan. That's what it became.
How do you make sure that your office, Remax Dynasty, stay on top in such a competitive real estate market?
Well, basically, our office, we have 53, 54 brokers presently, and we are trying to keep them up to date with the latest technology. We are doing coachings on a weekly basis together with trainings in order to inform our brokers on how to, the new laws, because our business, like any other business, is going through major changes, and we have many different, we have new laws that came into effect that we are keeping our brokers up to date with. Also, we are giving them all the tools that they need in order to excel into the business. Social media is uh, one of the big players in our business right now, and that is why we hired professional companies like marketing websites to help us in order to achieve our goals in real estate.
Absolutely. And people more and more are spending time on social media. The majority of the day, many people spend it on social media.
I completely agree with
without even knowing, right?
Yeah.
Some people spend 6 hours a day on social media, which is crazy.
I actually would think it's even more than that, because if we look at every single person, the minute that they have that 5 minutes, what are they looking at? Their phone, and they're on either Facebook or Instagram, looking and just scrolling down, right? So social media represents today, I would say, 50% of someone or 60% of someone's leisure time.
And they have done a great job producing great content, right?
Exactly.
If you're interested in real estate or investments or cars, whatever it might be, there's tons always great content for people to keep on looking through everything. They keep you watching, right?
Oh, it keeps you interested in it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the reason why today real estate is excelling the way it is and as fast as it is, because of social media too. Our brokers are using it. It's helping them get new clients. Social media changed everything. The internet changed everything. Technology changed everything.
I've seen a lot of brokers become competent superstar brokers because they utilize social media to its full potential.
Exactly. And that's what we're training our brokers to do, is to use. We're giving them the tools in order for them to excel into the business.
Given your experience, what advice would you give someone that's starting out in the business as a real estate broker?
Let's say for a new broker right now, he comes into a field, and most new brokers, when they get into real estate, they think money. The first thing that we should always focus on, being a new broker, is structure. Why structure? The broker has to come in, and the first thing I will teach you is how to structure yourself, how to structure your day, how to structure your business, how to structure your finance. Why do we have to have structure as the number one goal for any new broker? Because structure goes in many ways. When someone opens up a business, he has a business plan. The business plan will fall into the structure of your business. You're in real estate. You have no boss. You have no one telling you what to do. You got to be disciplined. You got to be self-motivated. You got to know how to control your time and not to waste your whole day doing nothing. That all revolves around the structure. Our finances, we have to structure our finances in order for us to continue living. We have no paycheck at the end of the week.
So when you say structure, let's dissect it a little bit. What are the most important elements of the structure?
Basically, we'll start with your finances. We have to structure you with your finances. Every brand new broker that comes into the office, I sit him down and I always ask one question: how are you for the next 3 to 6 months? Because you have fees coming in, but you have no money coming in.
So it's financial structure.
You need a financial structure. Then when you do get your first commission, how do you structure yourself not to spend the money? Because there's Mr. Taxman that has to be paid April 30th of the following year. So normally I try to structure any brand new broker with 3 bank accounts. He opens up his 3 bank accounts, and by having these 3 bank accounts, he could divide the money. And at the end of the year, he will not be in financial difficulties paying a government off. He'll have the money ready for the government. Then there's your day-to-day. What do you do every single day? Are you going to just grab your briefcase and start running? Or are you going to have a structure? You're going to go into the office in the morning and say, well, my mornings are for my prospecting. My early afternoon is for returning my calls, returning my emails. My mid-afternoon is for making certain appointments for my evenings or for the following day. And my evenings are for my offer presentations and my visits. Like, there's many ways how a broker should work, but he should have the structure set out from day one.
So you help them structure their finances plus their time management.
Their time management. Now, people say, okay, Frank, I'm just going to take it as it comes. That's the wrong approach. And if we continue working, taking it as it comes, at the end, there's a lot of clients that you're not serving the right way because you're going to be double booking. So if you have a certain structure, you know that, okay, I'm showing houses in Rivière de Prairie today. I'll be showing this client houses in Rivière de Prairie, but I'm only showing them 2 houses from 7 to 8. Can I put in another visits with someone else? So if you have another client that's working in RDP, that is looking in RDP, you could show between 8 and 8:30.
Okay. Yeah.
So structuring your nights, structuring your days is extremely important. Try to maximize every single day.
With many brokers under your leadership, tell us about a time where you mentored and trained a real estate broker and you became successful.
Okay. Well, there was one broker one time. He comes into the office and he was in other businesses. He was a man of a certain age. He was about 50, 48 about, when he became a realtor. And he came and see me and he said, Frank, he goes, I need to live in real estate. I want to be very successful in real estate. I said, fine. He said, Frank, I have 3 kids and I really want to excel. Okay. I go, what are you willing to give up in order for you to succeed? And he said, Frank, I'm ready to do whatever it takes. I went through a bad business experience in the past, and I find myself now being of a certain age and finding myself that I really need to work to get back on track. So we started a plan together. I had asked him what was his budget on advertising, and his budget was not very big, but there was a budget. He had X amount of money to start off. I asked him what was, let's say, were there any days of the week that he couldn't work? And he said, no, I could work 7 days a week. And I asked him, how many transactions would you want to do your first year? He answered 50.
Big thinker.
I looked at him and I said, let's start with 20. He said, no, I need 50. Okay. We started a business plan. We said he was going to hit a certain area. He wanted to do door-to-doors. He wanted to do flyers. He did notepads. He did all that. He prepared himself. He went to a printing company and he got a lot of stuff made out. But instead of always sending it out, he was doing door-to-doors. He started off with a lot of door-to-door. This gentleman was doing door-to-door 3 times a day for 7 days for his first year. This gentleman, by the end of the year, did hit his 50 transactions.
Wow.
This gentleman is still in real estate. He's still working at our agency, and he's still producing more than 50 to 75, even 80 transactions a year.
And this is someone that started at almost the age of 50 years old.
Started almost at the age of,
So it's never too late.
it is never too late. If you put the time that it takes, the dedication, if you have the dedication, the motivation to do it,
And the structure.
and the structure, there is no, you're never too old to start something. And he proved it to a lot of people.
They put the time, the effort.
It will,
It's inevitable.
you will succeed. You will succeed. But you have to put the time and the effort. And he's a perfect example of a success story. And like him, there's many others that are going on that same move. I have brokers that started a few years ago, and already we're seeing them excel, and they're going to become superstars. I have other brokers that started 15 years ago. By tweaking a bit their habits, already we're seeing their numbers doubling. So with a little bit of structure that sometimes we all think we know how to get, let's say, know how to do, but at the end, by having that third person or that third person telling you, listen, why don't you try doing it this way?
Mentorship.
That little mentorship will make you go to a different level. And sometimes it doesn't take much. Just changing or tweaking a few little,
Putting someone on the right track.
putting someone on that right track. Exactly.
Franco, what do you like about real estate?
Listen, real estate is a passion. Basically, I'll be very honest with you. What I love most about real estate is seeing that joy at the end when you get that couple to buy their first home, and they feel that success that they finally did. They finally got their first home. That is what I really enjoy about real estate.
It's rewarding, yeah.
It's rewarding. When you see that young couple or the couple walking into your office, signing that paper and saying, thank you, you made our dream come true. That is what is really what we should look at the end. Making that client happy, that joy is something that
Gratifying.
is gratifying.